I tell you, Batman Begins fucking brought...
But that's black guys loved the Batman movies.
No. Batman Begins, the
new Batman was unbelievable.
Let me tell you something. That rinsed off.
That was great.
All the other Batman.
You forgot about all the ones that came before it.
It rinsed it. I seen that again. I seen it 5 times in the last 2 days because I seen it once.
It's really good, huh?
Great.
It's amazing.
All they did was
Liam Neeson was amazing in that.
Fuck everybody. The fact is, when you grow up watching Batman, everybody grew up watching Batman, right? The why the movie was so great simply is because they took away again. They made it like holy shit. They just added Morgan Freeman. And it answered every fucking question that when you was a kid and you're like, wait a minute, who the fuck built the Batcave? It was almost like the 9/11 shit where, all right, there's a lot of secrets up in this motherfucker. So who built the little thing that falls down and the thing runs up?
Right, the Batmobile
Who
comes
built the bat pole? Who how do you all these gadgets? All this
where'd they come from?
The fact that this motherfucker just added one character.
Who was Morgan Freeman in it? Did he narrate it?
No, he was in the...
he's the guy who invented the
lab,
shit. It's like Batman's suit was all these... It was all these...
military contracts that they got money for that the military didn't take, but, you know, some of them worked. And he took them,
It's the... Okay, are you into the superhero movies or the
here and there
a little bit?
Yeah,
that might be the best fucking ever. Very close to the original Superman.
And they took
with Christopher Reeve.
They took the cartoon angle out of it too.
It was
it's just a very dark movie.
Original Superman doesn't hold up. That's why the new one coming out.
The original Spider-Man was great.
The effects, though, now you watch it and it's like I can't get past the bad special effects.
No, man, that fucking movie stands up. This new one's gonna be good.
The new one, I like the trailer. I want to see that one. Really looks like it's gonna be a good movie.
Because they took out the bullshit. Like when they show like the scenes or the people going, there's a motherfucker flying, and they're dead serious. Like nobody would be like, holy shit! Like in the old school ones, guy be reading the paper and the paper fly out and go, what the fuck is that? Everybody's like, holy shit! There's a dude in the air
and he's flying.
Like how you would react?
How you would really react, right?
Oh man!
By the way, the Batman movie with Halle Berry is the Catwoman. Which one that one was.
No, that was Catwoman.
Oh, you're right.
And if that was a sequel, that was one of the worst movies ever.
The Michelle Pfeiffer Catwoman was Batman, whatever. That's got to be one of the worst ones. That's Halle Berry.
One of the Batmans is probably in this top worst. It has to be.
Is it
the one with Schwarzenegger? When they just said they collected every famous person.
Mr. Freeze.
Victor Freeze.
I'm Victor Brown. I am Mr. Freeze.
Vic Brown.
Vic Brown. I'm Morgan Freeman. Mr. Freeze.
Is Batman Begins in that?
No Batman movies made it.
None, not even.
There's a bunch of movies that should have made it that didn't make it. But let's move on here. So, Godfather. Okay, 19th place, Revenge of the Nerds 2, Nerds in Paradise.
All right, that was bad.
Well, the Nerds movie was very popular.
Yeah, it was.
They go on spring break, I guess, in that one.
Weekend at Bernie's 2 has got to be in there.
Weekend at Bernie's 2.
It couldn't be.
Did I miss it? Oh, wow, okay. Yeah, I'm sorry. Worst sequels of all time, number 5, thank you, E-Rock, Batman and Robin. 1997, George Clooney. Yeah,
yep.
and Schwarzenegger's Mr. Freeze.
I'm so
Uma Thurman as they just
missed that. It's in 5th place.
I'm so glad it didn't work when they tried to put a different Batman every time. Fucking assholes.
Well, what's his name playing the Batman in Batman Returns? Dude from American Psycho. Forget his freaking name.
Christian Bale.
Michael Bale.
Christian Bale. Unbelievable.
Right.
Patrice, of course you saw The Dark Knight. Patrice is all about going to the movies.
Oh man, it was good.
And you
it
said
was very, very good.
And you said exactly what Jimmy and I said after we saw the movie. You know, I could care less that Heath Ledger died. And then I saw The Dark Knight, and then I was bummed that he's not around anymore.
I was actually, wow, he died. It was like, I don't even know what psychopathic idea that is, but that it's got to be a problem to do that. But he died, and I was like, well, you know.
Yeah.
And then I watched that performance, and I understand even all that that he was going crazy stuff, because he really brought a psychopath feel to the Joker, man. Like all that laughing. I was like, how did he change this into not a fun guy, even though he's laughing?
Yeah.
I mean, he was a nasty guy, man.
He was psychotic. He was a serial killer in this movie. Just amazing.
The dude was, he was in the zone, man. Yeah. I bet you he was one of those guys that no one talked to on the set. You know, just one of those creepy method. He probably went deep into method acting, man. He was stabbing people with iron pencils. He was great.
I was reading an article of Gary Oldman after they did a scene. Said, wow, that reminds me of Clockwork Orange. And Heath goes, funny you should say that. I've been watching it in my trailer. That's all day long or something like that. Yeah, in one of the articles I read.
With that Chicago accent he had as a killer. Did you catch it?
Who?
Heath Ledger. He had a Chicago. He was,
did he? I didn't even notice.
Listen to it if you see it again. He's Chicago. That's Chicago, man. He was being a Chicago dude. He was great.
Well, Gotham City is Chicago.
Yeah, it's Chicago. It was great, man.
I didn't even know he was Australian until I heard him in a real interview. Yeah. I did not know he was Australian. He guy's great.
That's tremendous.
Who knew Christian Bale was from Wales? He's got a pretty deep accent when he's.
I didn't know where he was from, but I knew it was scary.
Yeah, we had a problem with the whole.
But like I said, if you was a superhero, but your alter ego worked on Broadway and you had like a little sissy lisp, you would have to figure out a way to be the Dark Knight if that was your. Like he was a gallivanting millionaire.
He sounded like a
billionaire, but. That was how you should sound as the Dark Knight.
Sound like a little kid disguising his voice.
That's what he was.
You don't know who I am, do you? How about wearing a full mask, stupid? Only have your face out.
That damn Heath. That movie, I didn't have any problems with that movie except for I don't want to insult this person right away, but I mean maybe white eyes are different. I can't this is the second movie in my life third maybe. Where the woman was bothered me, her look bothered me so much that it almost brought me out the movie for the idea that two of the biggest characters in the movie were dying over that. Harvey Two-Face turned into him because of the pain and suffering of this mess. She's not pretty enough. She just wasn't pretty enough to
be careful.
Drive the movie. I don't want to.
Just be careful with the spoilers because we promised.
Okay.
We promised the audience that we would.
She's not pretty enough to.
You're talking about Maggie Gyllenhaal.
I don't understand.
Carrie Fisher. She's Princess Leia. She looked like Princess Leia.
She had saggy old face with youth in it. It was bizarre.
It's just the strangest. Margot Kidder in Superman 2 is the only other thing that to this day I want to punch the TV. I wouldn't give up a piece of my pinky nail, let alone all my super abilities, to marry that mess.
Pruny lipped friggin' old bitch. Was she disgusting? And yes, Superman gives up all his powers just so he can sleep with her.
I think Superman needed LASIK or something.
Yeah. Goes around the world a few times to make time go backwards to save her. And
I understand you want to take your glasses off because you don't want anyone recognizing you, but maybe some contact lenses would work.
She had green kryptonite panties.
He
was losing his mind.
She sucked.
Do you think that Christian Bale watches Batman and then says, why didn't anybody tell me how stupid I sounded?
Maybe his mom did. That's why he punched her in the face.
Like he's watching Heath Ledger, just be immersed in this role, and then he walks in, I gotta catch the bad guys. Where's my speedy car? And he's like, I'm a douche.
The movie's good, though. Was it the best movie you've seen in a while there, Patrice?
No.
Heath Ledger's performance, one of the best.
Heath Ledger was tremendous.
One of the best performances I've ever seen.
They're trying to put him up there with Hannibal Lecter. I think that's ridiculous, but in terms of comic book villains, he is very high. Even though the greatest superhero movie of all time, Batman Returns.
Yes.
Best.
Yes.
The Batman Returns.
No, wait.
Or Batman, sorry.
Yes.
Batman Begins.
That's right. Yeah.
Begins.
I knew what you were trying to say.
Batman Begins is
I thought the first one was
hero movie ever made.
With Liam Neeson?
Yes.
I don't think so.
And it's over the original Superman, which used to be #1.
Patrice, I'm so with you. Loved the second Batman movie, but that first one was amazing.
I thought The Dark Knight was better.
Amazing.
No way, man.
I enjoyed it more.
I'll tell you why the first one was better.
Stinks.
because it took away, if you're a big fan, it took away the suspension of disbelief where they added that Morgan Freeman character, and everything had like when you watch the old Batman TV show, you go, who built the Batcar? GM, nigga? And who built the cave? Like a construction company that is somewhere knowing that they built the Batcave, but they're just proud of it quietly, like, yeah, we got the fucking thing.
Can you imagine the permits you'd have to get to build a
Batcave? Hey, listen, put that fucking computer code over here, Jim. Right. And then it even explained why the villains wore costumes. That movie was fucking
it was a great
amazing.
Setup.
And
great
then it was so good it pushed the original Superman into number 2.
I think I'm with you on this.
Yeah.
You think it'd be hard to get a car that fucking has fire coming out the back when you're going to get gas?
That's what I'm saying.
There's no reason for the fire. You don't need it.
The idea that everything that Batman had was his own company for army shit that no one bought. It just was that fucking movie was amazing, dude.
And Liam Neeson, man, showing him how to fight and all that crap.
The whole fucking movie was really good.
There's nothing. I think The Dark Knight
and they switched
was
out the
great,
broads.
but
They switched out the broads. What's her name? Tom Cruise's wife.
Katie
way
got knocked
better.
up.
Katie Holmes.
I thought they were both bad, but Gyllenhaal, you just don't believe that major crime lords and lawyers were fighting over that face.
Right.
It just bothered me, dude. Yes. I mean, I watched Dark Knight, I think, 85 times since it's come on HBO, just to make sure I didn't like it. The movie has become more amazing to me as I'm watching it. It's real intricate shit. Yeah. And I thought it was just like, wow, this is a fucking deep movie. The idea, and it's a shame. I'm even more sad that Heath Ledger's dead because the Joker has to be in the movie forever from now on.
It's great.
Because of the way that ending thing where he's just giving that speech about, I need you, you need me. And just, it was tremendous.
Yeah, now how do they do that? What do they recast it?
Dude, I hope
they're
going to recast it.
I hope they try, and it's going to, they probably trying to cast it now.
Oh, yeah,
like
they're going to spend the next 2 years trying to find a Joker that works.
Because he was fucking amazing. I mean, you watch a movie the first time and you go, oh, this is cool, and then you watch it for the small little, so that you can answer trivia questions and shit about it.
You know a movie enough to get trivia questions.
The only problem I had with the movie, was I just didn't believe Maggie Gyllenhaal. I just didn't believe that those two powerful, good-looking men, both powerful in front of the scenes and behind the scenes. One was the fucking the Cape Crusader, the Dark Knight, and he was a billionaire fucking boy. Yeah. And then the other guy was a powerful DA who was a Crusader, and I kept watching it, trying to turn it. Not only she wasn't pretty enough to be a distraction to Batman, because it almost reminded me of Margot Kidder in Superman 2, where you go, did you give up? Like, here's the problem. Bruce Wayne is thinking about giving up everything for this, and then at the end of the day, she wasn't a magnificent actress in it.
No, she was.
That's what bothered me too.
She didn't belong in that movie.
Best part was when she blew up.
It just wasn't
the best part of the movie.
Yeah, they were fighting over Margot Kidder.
Yeah, it wasn't cool. Like Superman, it's like
I'm gonna give up my powers for you. What?
Here's a real woman. A real woman is like, hey, listen, I'm gonna give up my powers. The only way I can be with you fully is to give up my power. A real woman would go, are you fucking, are you stupid?
Just lick my pussy.
I'd rather just be Superman's bitch.
Yeah.
Batman sucked. If you watch the Batman movies now, you see the ice is shaking because it's plastic when they go by. How do you fucking like this?
You think the Jack Nicholson holds up?
Jack Nicholson holds up,
cartoony.
But Heath Ledger fucking... I don't even think of that shit anymore.
He killed the series, I think.
Yeah, he was fucking the shit.
How do you make another one after
he redefined...
the Joker.
And
he
Jack
popped
Nicholson.
up into the top 5 movie villains of all time, I would say.
Fuck it.
Pop right up in there.
Easy.
Good morning, everybody.
Of the morn.
How do we wake the fuck up?
There you go.
I went to Batman last night. I know you guys went during the day.
Yes, we did.
I went to the 8 o'clock showing.
The special preview at the IMAX.
Yeah.
And didn't get home till 11 o'clock. This is a long movie.
That is a long movie.
I believe someone timed it at 2 hours and 40 minutes. That's a long movie, ladies and gentlemen. And then you stick the previews on the front of that, and you stick those commercials before the previews. You're going to be sitting in a movie theater for over 3 hours to see Dark Knight.
Yeah, because we saw the preview, and there's no trailers before it.
No.
The movie starts, that's it. But if you're going into the theater, and then you got that, sit and wait looking at a blank screen for a while.
You got the dumb real estate ad, and you got a couple trivia questions, and then all the previews.
And all the previews, then the movie. Oh, my God, you're going to be there for a long time.
Was it crowded when you saw it? With us, it was a half-full theater, but that's because it was a preview.
Half full,
but
really?
8 o'clock, I figured it'd be crowded.
8 o'clock was just about every seat was taken, yeah.
Yeah.
I was next to a very old lady that really, really enjoyed herself.
Yeah.
I liked it, I guess.
You liked it?
I liked it, I guess.
Alfred's wife. Was it Alfred's wife?
I wish we could talk about this movie.
Alfred.
Yeah. We got crying, Alfred.
I don't understand why everybody's making such a fuss about this whole thing. What the fuck am I even saying?
Yeah, thank you. I'm going to say this.
Yeah.
Make sure you clean out your ears really well before you see The Dark Knight. Because I didn't really understand what the fuck Bane was saying half the movie.
Saying things like, why are you even...
Wait, what did he say?
How do you make a massive blockbuster and then someone is in a little studio somewhere going, yeah, I think everyone's going to be able to understand him. This is what I heard, really.
It was very hard to understand.
It was,
Bane.
right? I wasn't the only one?
At certain times, I'm like, wait, I think that was important, and I don't know what the fuck he just said.
He's talking key plot lines.
Key plot lines.
And I'm like, I don't even understand what he's saying. And then I'm thinking, because we've been doing radio for so long, are our ears shot and other people did understand?
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know.
People of Gotham City, that's your convention microphone.
What? Wait, what did he say?
Overall, I like the movie, but...
Yeah.
But...
Judge, jury, and executioner.
What?
You heard me.
No, I didn't.
Trebek, your mother's a whore. Like I had sex with your mother, Trebek.
That was the best call. I couldn't figure out who Bane sounded like. I thought David Attenborough, the nature guy.
Yeah, he did sound like David
But Anthony
Attenborough.
picked out
fucking Daryl Hammond's impression as
Sean Connery.
Sean
Connery
on the
old
Jeopardy bit from SNL.
That was a good call.
I can't stress enough how funny this is going to be to people in a week. Because no one has seen the movie yet.
You guys are going to... All you're going to think is that impression.
Yeah. Just picture him hanging from a tree going,
There are beautiful honeybees. They're going to sting me if I get too close.
And once again, me.
What? What did he say?
It was one mumbling fucking mess for me.
It was hard to understand Bane.
It was.
I caught most of it, but there were parts, and I have good hearing, that I could not understand what he was saying.
Subtitles, please, please. I'm telling Hollywood, it's not too late. You need subtitles for Bane. I'm telling you right now. That's going to be a huge complaint. when does this movie hit?
Right.
Like, they're going for Friday?
Friday.
The day after your birthday?
Yeah.
Is it your real birthday coming up?
Yeah, I actually forgot until somebody reminded me, yeah.
Wait, is it your real birthday?
It's tomorrow.
Yeah. Tomorrow's your birthday.
Yeah.
So why don't we do something?
Yeah.
You should take the day off. We take the day off.
I totally forgot.
Take the day off.
No,
we take our birthdays off now. I don't think it's too late. Get the subtitles immediately, please.
Very difficult to also, you brought this up. You don't see a person's mouth. It takes you out of the person's acting a bit, doesn't it?
I think so.
You can't really relate to the person.
You start seeing the eyes just kind of moving, so you need an actor that really knows how to use his eyes.
Yeah.
Because, you don't see his mouth at all, Bane.
Yeah, look, my eyes are darting back and forth. and I'm trying to act with my eyes.
Did anyone else notice too? And maybe I'm probably a hack when it comes to these type of movies. They use a different guy when he's dressed as Batman. That's a chiseled chin and lips.
No, that's the same guy.
I'm gonna bet money it's not.
Because he almost has like a speech thing going on.
Yeah, right? A lisp almost.
He does. Yeah. He does have some kind of thing going on.
Who? Christian Bale.
Christian Bale. It's definitely him. Boy, you're one of the people that would be fooled by the costume. You'd be like, hey, Batman.
You know what?
Have you seen Bruce Wayne? And he'd be like, no, I don't know where he is. I don't know where.
Well,
let me tell you something, man. I know where he is. You would think you're saying, I was getting Commissioner Gordon.
I think they listened to Jimmy because they toned that shit down a little bit. They toned the Batman thing down a little bit.
Just a little bit.
You're very bad for Gotham. We know. We get it. What's the matter, Albert?
Where is the old man crying again?
As we were walking out of the theater, Jimmy just goes, stupid, weepy Alfred.
God, you know what? We're going to have to re-air this. We're going to have to re-air this segment in a week after everyone sees Batman, because then people will howl. They'll howl. I'm thinking it's
what spoiler? There's
no spoilers.
What fucking spoilers are we giving, you dumb cock?
What? We're helping you out. You might have a tough time understanding veins. So you're going to want to focus a little more. That's all. And
Alfred crying is a fucking... Yeah, he's a weepy old man.
And I think it's a different guy in the Batman suit.
I don't think
look
that's
at the chiseled chin. I think
Christian Bale has that. And the costume... His mask kind of pushes his mouth a little. Makes like a chiseled chin.
I think they had... Rich Voss wants to talk about Glenn Beck. How about Rich Voss calls back in a little bit? We're in the middle of our Batman thing. Call back in a little bit, Rich.
Is that a big movie?
Yeah.
What, a Batman's coming? Is that the one from the TV show?
Why are you talking like that? I can't understand you. It's just how I talk. You don't know anything about healthcare. You're so stupid.
Bane, first of all, let me tell you something.
What the hell is he doing? He's like a superhero villain that no one can understand. It's Mushmouth.
If dummies like this are in Gotham, I should just let them all die.
Nobody understands what you're saying.
Rich did tweet.
Well, it's Mushmouth.
Rich did tweet the wrong Glenn Beck last night, by the way.
Oh, it's hilarious. He got a Glenn Beck that had like fucking... That had like 20 followers.
You know, there are times you want to go, you want to tweet somebody and you're pissed and you're looking, you have to see how many followers. You got to assume the real Glenn Beck has more than 20 followers.
Right. You got to. You got to.
Anyway, I'm going with it's a different guy in the Batman suit.
No, I have got to say.
I'm going with
I think it's Bale.
No,
his lips
Bale.
And his chin aren't like that.
No, his lips were exactly the same as he.
Yeah.
He had the same little lispy thing going on. Swear.
I didn't realize. Know what also took me out of the movie, and it was such a subtle thing. But I want to say this because I think it'll get in people's heads and it'll bother them. Christian Bale has a horrendous mole between.
Oh, he does.
Between his nose and his right eye that'll drive you nuts. Now that I'm pointing it out,
he's had that forever.
But I think it's growing.
Is it?
You should have that look
older. As he gets older,
he has to get rid of that. It looked like there was. I thought Robin was on his face. I'm like, what is that?
How does he see? You saw that?
Yes.
It's pretty big.
I thought it was a movie prop.
It's pretty much a marble.
It's fucking terrible.
And then I saw that because it's in the opening scene, basically, or the first few minutes of the movie. And then I noticed that I guess you had to have a lot of moles to be in this movie in general.
That woman with the one right on her head.
She had one right on her head. He had his over here between his nose and his eye.
I couldn't stop looking.
And then you have fucking Morgan Freeman.
Morgan Freeman's
moley.
He's a moley mess. And then Anne Hathaway. She's got all sorts of shit when she's, when she has her arms exposed.
She's did beautiful, look great in that fucking Catwoman outfit.
She was sexy.
Holy shit. She's riding the Batcycle there, and her ass is perched up on it.
Is that a spoiler?
No.
Okay.
No, it's in the trailer.
I don't know.
That one's in the
is?
trailer
Okay.
where she's fucking riding around in a little bat cycle.
She's sexy in this movie.
Yeah,
man.
her hiney was so
fucking sexy. There's the mole right there. It's a mole / boil. It's a bury. It's got one of those buries.
That bat cycle was pretty cool when it went.
And then Morgan Freeman was good.
What do you mean he was good? He played Morgan Freeman again.
Yeah.
I don't think the guy's
Master Wayne, I'll fix it.
Alfred, why are you crying, Alfred?
Why is this old man weeping all over the place?
Master Wayne!
Wayne, that's right.
On the show.
Why, Master Wayne?
They're all British, though. Like, fucking Christian Bale is British. Of course, Michael Caine. And who else is British? Gary Oldman. Talking with the American accent.
Gary Oldman.
And Gary Oldman will be in studio today.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's going to do tremendous numbers.
Of course it will.
And,
of course it will.
I mean,
I was just frustrated that I couldn't understand Bing.
It was a little
I'm
hard
glad I wasn't the only one.
By the way, huge 4-star reviews in both the New York papers.
Actually, I'm not glad I'm the only one because I was hoping it was just me. Because I don't know. I think people are going to be. I think that's going to be a complaint. You got Bane's voice, by the way.
Oh yeah, it's from the trailer. So shut the fuck up, people. Jesus.
Yeah.
When Gotham is ashes, you have my permission to die.
You understood him there. That's it?
Gotham is ashes, you have my permission to die.
You totally understand them there. Yeah. But it seems like maybe they redid the voice for the trailer because I don't remember it sounding that clear.
My permission
Yeah, that
to
doesn't
die.
sound like how it was in the movie.
Well, thank you, E-Rock. They did something there. That is a different fucking voice.
Unless it's the IMAX speakers. Maybe the IMAX. I'm wondering if because the IMAX speakers are so powerful,
right,
and so surrounding you. I wonder if there's something with all of that sound that's fucking bouncing it off.
Maybe it's probably easier to hear on a smaller speaker.
In a regular movie theater, you might hear that better.
You get a lot of bottom end, a lot of bass.
I heard that clearly, but E-Rock, you're saying that's a different voice or a different version of his voice?
It doesn't sound like it has that effect.
Yeah, I know.
On it like it does in the movie.
There's been an internet thing about his voice for a little while.
Oh,
so
yeah?
It has.
Yeah, I think it's gonna.
What are they saying?
Just that nobody can understand what he's saying.
I couldn't understand half the fucking words. I was I was starting to get frustrated.
Yes.
And then I gave up on the plot. I'm like, all right, there's something on here.
What? Yes.
Something with this and that.
The loons. Looking for the loons.
Spotted owl! The spotted owl is extinct!
I was lost. I was lost in the woods. I had to look for the loons.
Master Wayne!
Stop your incessant crying, you fucking faggot.
Oh, Master Wayne!
Jesus Christ, pissy eyes. Son of a bitch.
Batman sounded like Clint Eastwood.
He was.
Sounded a bit Clint Eastwoody. And then, this is starting to drive me nuts in movies as well. They use New York City a lot, and I guess New York City's Gotham, but to me it was New York City because it's the same flyovers you see in every movie. Yeah. At least Spider-Man, they built a building that doesn't exist that kind of throws you...
But I think Spider-Man's supposed to be New York, right?
Yeah, Spider-Man's in New York.
Yeah.
So it's supposed to be New York, but they build a whole different, new building for the movie.
Yeah, there's that big fucking, building that they build in Spider-Man.
New York City wasn't supposed to be Gotham City, even though it looked exactly like Gotham City.
Yeah, Gotham City is Gotham City. Right, it's New York, but...
They could paint some shit in there to, change it up a little bit.
Yeah, they changed a few things.
I'm like, that's not the Gotham Bridge. That's the 59th Street Bridge.
Like, I looked, I actually went over the 59th Street Bridge last night, and I looked over to the left as I was going eastbound.
Right.
And it was all like water.
Right.
In the movie.
Right.
If you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of shit there. There's like the Bronx.
Oh, yeah.
You look, and it's like, honestly, a big bay.
Oh, so they erased that shit?
Gotham Bay, I think they said. Yeah, that was all gone.
Yeah, they flipped it. The north part of the city goes out to the water instead of the south part.
Exactly.
And there's 4 bridges on the Hudson.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's
How do you know that was the Hudson, not the East River?
Oh, because you could see where the Freedom Tower was.
Wait, it was supposed to be the East River.
No, there was bridges on the East River side, but then there was four bridges
there
on
were
the
bridges
Hudson
on the Hudson side too. Yep.
Why
yep.
is this chubby kid talking? Who are you?
So they painted that shit in. All right,
Yeah,
but to
yeah.
me, it still looked very New Yorkish, but whatever.
I agree.
E-Rock, what do you think of the movie? You're more of a cartoony fucking comic book guy than most of us.
I think people will like it because it's not cartoony. It's not.
It's extremely dark.
It doesn't come off as like Batman can't do anything. Like he's not totally indestructible. Like he can't do anything right. It takes him forever to get something going.
Get something done.
Yeah.
Yeah, there were certain elements I did like of it, like a lot actually. I was just frustrated because it was hard to understand Bane. I mean, that to me was the frustrating point in the movie. So kind of everything from the movie from there was like, God damn it, I can't understand. Because Ledger was so fucking awesome as the Joker. Like he was a fucking trilogy stealer, as they say. And I think that they wanted to do him in this movie. There's no way you couldn't want him in the third one after that performance.
Yeah.
And then he dies, and you have to start from scratch and rewrite. Yeah. But I that was frustrating for me. But Christian Bale's acting was fucking phenomenal. I mean, he was great as. Yeah,
that would never happen.
No, of course not.
Yeah, all right.
But I mean,
I can't wait to talk about this.
You have to suspend certain disbelief because it's a comic book. Like there's certain
they would never allow that to be a thing.
You do have to think
But
like
you have
it is a comic.
It is a comic book,
Yeah.
so there's certain comic book things they have to be true to. Like even in the Joker version, there's a couple of lines he said that I was like, that wasn't a great line. They could have rewritten that as better. But I'm like, I'm a fucking 40-year-old guy.
Comic booky.
That's a comic booky line.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
That
It
I
is
was
a
able
comic
to-
book. Yeah.
I was able to grasp that whole thing because there was some scenes and stuff and storylines.
Because that
you're
wouldn't
like,
happen in real life. But it is a comic book.
Yeah.
It's
Just ignore all the moles in this movie, and you might be all right. There are a lot of moles. Yes. Why wouldn't you cover that shit up?
Someone's very moly.
Moly. Yes. All right, Trebek. I was having sex with your mother.
That will, by the way, that will ruin it for somebody. Will not think of only that.
Yes.
Yep. Yeah, just ignore that.
I will.
Bane sounds like that.
Bane's opening line. I'm not going to say what it is, but when he first talks, I thought was great. Like there was a couple of really cool
I
scenes.
don't remember that one.
I don't remember.
The opening scene's fucking great.
Yeah, there's some great scenes.
I
in this
really
movie.
did like that
You
fucking
forget about the opening scene because it
opening
was
sequence.
So long, yeah.
It was 3 hours ago. If you're at the end of the movie,
That is fucking
that
cool,
opening
man.
scene was amazing.
And in
I forgot
IMAX.
all about that.
Remember that? Because that got me going like, holy fuck,
shit! Right.
this is an action movie. Very cool.
How the fuck do you film that?
It
That's
was
all I was
amazing.
thinking. I was like, how the fuck do you
It
film that?
looked fucking great. Yeah, that was fucking cool as shit.
It was really cool. The opening 20 minutes is pretty fucking amazing.
For fear.
Yeah, that was a great opening scene. There's like a couple of moments where I was like looking down, like I got like fucking sweaty
you
palms.
do get that.
Did ya?
With
It
the
was so
IMAX
well shot, yeah.
It's so huge. With the IMAX, they go from like kind of a almost a letterbox thing because the screen is square, but it's fucking huge square. And then they go letterbox when they're doing like the acting stuff, and then the action scenes, it goes up to that full.
Does it go
fucking
letterbox?
screen.
I
Yes.
didn't notice
that either.
It does, absolutely.
They
yeah.
kept moving it?
It goes letterbox
And then
during like the regular scenes,
Yeah, yeah.
and then the huge, giant action sequences. It goes full.
I didn't notice
I
that.
didn't notice that
Square.
either.
Yeah,
Wow.
a lot of the scenes were in the mansion. It cuts
It
down
goes
like
letterbox.
that. But when they go back to the
notice
city,
that.
it went.
I can't believe I didn't notice.
Wow.
Wow, really?
No, I didn't notice that at all. Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
So
badass.
that's about it, I guess.
Yeah, that's our Batman break.
Hey, Batman, what are you playing, baseball or something?
Uh-oh, who's that?
Chipper Bane.
Chipper Bane.
Chipper
Chipper Bane.
Chipper, don't be such a bane in my bottom, my mother would say.
I cried at fucking the last
Wicked?
Batman movie. That scene in Dark Knight Rises when the lights go out in that garage and that cop goes, "Oh, you're in for a show tonight, kid," and you're like, "Batman's coming back! He's coming back!" Like I cried from that.
Rosa.
Good for you,
That was
Joe.
not the moment. That wasn't the moment for me. The moment I started crying in Dark Knight was when he was flying away. Spoilers. he's flying away with the nuclear weapon, and it's him and in the bat by himself, and they're playing that like high pitched kid singing like
oh yeah that.
As he's sailing out, and I was like, they cut to a shot of him flying, and I got sad because I was like, man, oh man, like they'll never cut this guy a break. Now he's going to be killed by a nuclear weapon.
Yeah.
As we've all seen the movie, there's a bit of a different ending.
Yeah, but why can't they just have him dead?
Because it's Batman.
But come
Batman. Like part of the trick of Batman is like he's almost invulnerable. He's a human.
Yeah.
This is the double-sided coin of Batman. Everyone who likes him because they see themselves in Batman. Like he's got no superpowers. He's not from another planet. He's not supernatural. He's not a mutant. Here's a dude who just trained really hard and he's got access to untold wealth. So because of that, he's a normal person who can become a superhero. So that's why people identify with Batman. But the odd thing is, you want Batman to be as invulnerable as Superman. Like he's unerringly correct, always in the right place at the right time, has the right thing to say, knows where to put his fist, where a dude is about to attack him from nowhere. His fist comes up, takes him out. Everything about Batman has to be so incredibly calculated where even if he's facing down the smartest person in the world, he's like, I've already beat you 10 minutes ago, and then he explains how or something. So when you see, if you're watching that movie and you're like, you can't kill Batman, Batman can never die.
Yeah.
He actually gave fans the Batman ending that every Batman fan needs, which is like, oh, Batman would never die. Like, he found a way out of that plane. Even though the nuclear
but that's why it would have been cool.
No, you can't kill Batman.
Yes, that's why it would have been cool.
Do you realize people will accept
Batman?
People will accept Jesus getting killed at the end of a movie before they'll accept Batman getting killed.
Batman has to be more powerful than Jesus.
Very true.
Hey, Kevin, were you happy with Batman overall?
Which one? Batman?
Yeah, the last one.
I'm a big Batman fan, so I did 2 podcasts. We do a podcast now called Fat Man on Batman, where that's all I talk about is various aspects of Batman. I've had a lot of people from the cartoon on recently, but I started there with a review, and then we continued the review over on the next episode of Smodcast. It was a 3-hour podcast. I'm not even lying. I'm a little ashamed to say it, but the second episode is literally me telling my friend Scott Mosier the entire movie from end to end, and with almost insane stoner-like detail. Having seen it only 3 times at that point, I literally reiterate the entire movie to Scott. He still hasn't seen it. He's like, there's no point in seeing it. What you told me is so much better than anything I could ever
How many times have you seen it now?
I saw it 3 on opening weekend. I saw it Thursday night before the troubles happened in Colorado. I saw it the next day on Friday with my wife when we were doing the show Spoilers. And she wasn't even going to go, but she got real indignant about the Colorado thing. And she's like, fuck terrorism. We're going to the movies, even though she didn't want to go. I thought that was kind of brave. And then on the next day, I took my kids to go see it. So I saw it all 3. I saw it the Thursday, Friday, and Saturday on opening weekend. I liked it quite a bit. There's definitely some plot holes or some stuff that I was like, man, are they going to tell us one more time that the autopilot doesn't work? There's little stuff like that. And the fact that Bane is an incredible badass who gets taken out by Catwoman and a gun at the end of the movie, and Batman never really gets to beat him. But other than that, I thought they did some nice closure. It was epic, dude. That movie was so massive. It just looked like it was a disaster movie, a comic book movie, a vigilante movie, a war movie, all at once. It was very ambitious, and when all was said and done, the first time I watched it that Thursday night, I didn't even have a seat. I was standing for 2.5 hours in the back.
Jesus Christ.
Never once felt it. Never once was I like, so I need a chair. I was so enthralled by it.
Why wouldn't they give you a seat? You're Kevin Smith.
They had sold out that screening, and I went up real late, and so we know the folks up at the theater at Universal City Walk because we've been shooting Spoilers up there. So I said, hey, man, can me and Muse come watch it? We'll pay, but we got no seats. He's like, yeah, you come up and watch it in the projection booth. So first we went up, we were watching it from the projection booth, but it's really loud. The projector, the IMAX projector particularly, is insanely loud. So we're sitting right next to it. Tougher to hear the soundtrack. So we just went downstairs and stood in the back of the theater, man. And, I'm 42, so I'm standing up. I got varicose veins running down my legs. I'm starting to collapse. I'm feeling the vapors, if you will.
Yeah.
And then it didn't matter, though. The story had me in its grip so tightly that I didn't care, man. I was just way into it. Enough to go back the next day. I love Bane. All I do now is just Bane lines around the house.
Yeah.
I'm like, he's wondering why he was shooting the man. Out of the plane. My wife was just like, I didn't like it in the movie. Please don't do it while we're fucking.
I didn't. I had a tough time understanding Bane.
Yeah, some people say that.
Yes, I really did.
There were definitely a few lines where it took me the second or third time to pick them up. Very few, though. I was really dialed in.
But Kevin, as a filmmaker, why would you allow that to go through, knowing that some people will have a tough time with some of the dialogue of that character?
To be fair, when they put the trailer out for the movie, the 6-minute opening sequence that they put at the top of, I think it was Mission Impossible, when it was out, they put out, Warner Bros. Released the 6 minutes of Bane on the plane and blah, blah, blah.
Yes.
When they did that, immediately, I guess there was like over 50% of the respondents were like, I can't understand what Bane's saying. I wasn't one of them. I love the fact I couldn't understand, made me work harder to listen to him. Like, in the movie business, we're so used to spoon-feeding everybody the easiest access possible to the story and the details, and that's why there's so much exposition where somebody's just like, yeah, we have to get that bomb out of here or it might destroy this whole island and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So for me, I like being challenged. I like where they make me work a little bit harder. So when I first heard the voice and it made me try harder to listen and to zero in on it, focus in on it, I thought that was great. Then I started reading stories about how so many people complained that they went through and redid all Bane's dialogue. And there are clips on YouTube. There's this one great clip where they take, I think it's about 10 lines from the movie, from that opening sequence, and then put them up against the 10 lines, same 10 lines in the finished version of the movie. And they completely redid his voice. He completely re-recorded his performance as well.
Really?
And even in that, there were some people who were like, I still can't understand it. And I would have preferred if they kept it the way it was in the 6 minutes that they showed us before the movie came out. Go to YouTube, dude. Just click in Bane voice. And there's this one clip that somebody did. It's fantastic, where you get to hear all the lines as they originally were in the released 6 minutes from back in Christmas, and then it's the same lines from the current released version of the movie. They did a lot of work on it. So if they didn't do any of that work, you would have been really frustrated.
Yeah, no kidding.
Can I ask? I want to, because Kevin, you're the guy to ask this question. You brought up the point that Bane got shot by Catwoman with the gun, and Batman never really beat him. And people have complained about that left and right in the movie. Bane deserved a better death. I thought that was awesome because I felt like that brought so much closure to this particular Batman story, which was, Batman, you can't beat this guy. He is stronger than you. He is more powerful. And then Catwoman comes in and shows Batman, look, some people need to be fucking shot and killed.
That's great.
And you're not going to go that far, so it's time to fucking step down.
Time to wake up and get a few firearms.
That would have made that an Academy Award-winning movie if there was just one brief 2-minute monologue.
Yes. Oh, that's classic, Joe.
I appreciate the fact that your parents were killed by a gun, but every once in a while.
Every once in a while, dude.
And now Catwoman has something on him.
Yeah, you know,
a little something. But did Bane die? Because they, kind of made it look like maybe he's not dead.
That was
he's still alive.
Yeah, that was my only problem with it. Was when she shot him, I was like, wait, is he dead? And then they never went back to it. I was like, okay, I guess he is dead.
I think the way they get away with a lot of heightened violence in the Nolan flicks is they don't actually show it to you. It's more suggested. If you think back to The Dark Knight, whenever Heath Ledger is killing someone with a knife, you never see it. It's done with like a cutaway and a piercing kind of a violin shriek or something like that. So like, when he's brought to the gangster who's like, oh, I'll give $1 million for him, $500,000 for him dead, $1 million for him alive so I could teach him manners. He brings him in there and he puts the knife to the Joker pops up out of the bag, puts the knife to the dude's face, to his mouth, and starts telling him the story about, I got these scars. And they tell the story, looks at the other guy, goes, why so serious? And then he quick does a movement to cut, and they cut from behind, and the dude drops to the floor. Now, logically speaking, he had a knife in his mouth. If you cut some dude's mouth with a knife, he ain't going to die. He'll drop to the ground and start screaming and stuff. But in this movie, it's represented as him literally being dead. He drops him to the floor. He's no longer a threat whatsoever. They did that a few times in the movie. Every time he starts using a knife, there's no blood in evidence, so you get away with it. Same thing with shooting Bane, man. They shoot him with 2 rockets, but there's no blood or anything, so it's a pretty horrible death. But at the same time, you're like, I'm sorry, did he die? Because I see no evidence of blood.
Right. I don't even think they show his dead body. Like he gets thrown. I mean, I only saw it once, but he gets thrown back when he gets shot.
Yeah,
and then
the room.
Yeah, he's just like in a wall or something. Right?
Yeah, he hit the wall and he bumped on the floor.
Yeah.
But that confused what you just said about the knife thing, the knife scene in Dark Knight when he kills Gamble. Like that confused me too. I remember seeing that in the theater and being like, "What the fuck just happened? Did he just kill that guy?" Or like it was confusing.
And if he killed him, did he kill him by cutting his cheek open? Like that would hurt.
Yeah, it would hurt.
That would suck. Unattended for hours, you will definitely bleed out, but in that moment, you wouldn't suddenly be like, I'm dead like a video game character, just dropping to the floor.
Right, yeah.
And even if he moved it from the dude's mouth quickly down to his throat, I mean, I've never had my throat slit, but anytime you see someone get their throat slit in a movie, it usually takes them a little bit to die.
So you can make gurgle. Yeah, they gurgle a little.
It goes down. Yeah, there's a little bit of gurgle.
Gurgle. Yeah,
it's a good point about the...
we could sit here and pick a point, minor stuff about Dark Knight that bummed me out, but overall, just it was so big, dude. And they treated Batman, with the exception of the first half hour where Batman's like, I don't want to be Batman anymore, which is something you would never do. They treated Batman with absolute respect, I thought, and kind of gave him a nice closure, nice ending.
What did you think about Batman? I mean, Batman's always been known for using gadgets and using his money to purchase and make and invent these gadgets to use on his arch nemesis. But I felt like all Batman did with Bane was try to throw fists at him the whole movie, and I kind of thought that was a little lame.
Well, he had gadgets, right? But the gadgets were kind of like...
And another thing I thought that was kind of lame about it was that he tries to throw that magic drug powder in Bane's face. Like, you should know he's from the League of Shadows. It's not going to work, dude.
Yeah, but people...
He's like, theatricality and deception.
People complain about the gadget thing, and my whole response to that was they showed the gadgets in the first movie. They showed more of them in the second movie. Nolan is clearly a filmmaker that was like, we've been there. We don't need to retrace this right now. This is an emotional, personal story about Batman.
But they're pitching Bane as this superhuman guy. Like, he's got this apparatus strapped to his face that's pumping him with super juice. And then Batman shows up with a bum leg, and instead of doing anything, instead of using his cunning or gadgets, he just throws his meaty fists at Bane.
The thing I didn't get was they showed you that leg thing he gets put on where he kicks through like the cement thing. I'm like, why didn't he use that
to kick through Bane's fucking face? There's definitely some issues with the Dark Knight Rises.
There's some holes. A little bit. The leg brace was something I had a hard time with too, where I'm like, and it's weird because you got a movie about these people who are like, we have a clean energy device, which we've somehow turned into a bomb.
Well, how about the fact that the entire Gotham police force is underground for like a month and nobody has facial hair when they come out?
The movie...
That's a good one.
The movie did walk some weird mixed line between the right and the left politically, where it was like, look, you lefties, your fucking clean air device is evil, see? And then there was the Wall Street commentary. I was like, I don't know which side Christopher Nolan is on right now.
It was kind of like, in the issues that debate amongst all you mere mortals, the only thing that matters is Batman.
Yeah, I got to agree with him on that one. I liked the movie. I thought, I loved the action. It was huge. To see it on the big IMAX screen was amazing.
Let's not forget about Anne Hathaway, too. She looked
great in that little cat fucking...
I thought she did a great job.
Absolutely. Yeah. She was gorgeous, too.
They were saying she's not Michelle Pfeiffer, but I was like, well, Michelle Pfeiffer did great, but really think about that Catwoman in Batman Returns. Like, that's not even close.
Not even.
Catwoman in the comics. Like,
I think Anne Hathaway was better.
Yeah, but that's not saying so much, though.
One of my best friends that I grew up with is Anne Hathaway's first cousin. And he came out to a show the other night, and I was talking to him, and just in the middle of the conversation, I go, "Oh, by the way, your cousin was the best Catwoman ever." And he was like, "I know, wasn't she great? She was really good." Like, but it's funny watching a guy talk about literally saying like, "It's my cousin playing Catwoman," but she was the best. Michelle Pfeiffer was good. But the fucking origin of that, we talked about that last time, with the cats biting her fingers made her Catwoman. Go fuck yourself.
All of a sudden, she's like, I've been licked by zombie cats. I am Catwoman.
Yeah, that was stupid.
That had nothing to do with the comics whatsoever.
No.
So by that alone, Anne Hathaway's Catwoman, I thought, was a massive improvement in backstory, but just in terms of performance. Like, I'm not the world's biggest Anne Hathaway fan, but I thought she was really good in the flick.
Yeah, definitely.
There are a lot of people on Twitter. I kid you not. This movie came out 1 month and 4 days ago. I'm getting blown up on Twitter with people going, "You jackasses are spoiling the movie."
Oh, I know. I'm seeing it here too. A lot of people are pissed off. The movie's
spoilers. At least a month old now, right?
The movie, it came out July 20th. It's now August 24th.
Oh,
yeah, that's their fault then.
That's plenty of time.
Like, if you haven't been involved, it would be like, you can't talk about Avengers yet. Spoilers. Hey, man, it happened.
Yeah, stop. Kevin, we absolutely have to go. But what do you got going on? Give us one more time.
On Saturday, if you're anywhere near Manhattan, right near New York City, you come up, see Clerks projected on the big screen for free in Central Park. Brian O'Halloran going to be there. The guy who played Dante.
Cool.
Q&A.
Yeah.
The very next day, on Sunday, if you want to come be on our TV show, Comic Book Men, come down to Jay and Silent Bob's Secret Stash in Red Bank from 2 to 5. We're doing a signing. You don't have to buy anything. People come in, just have stuff tagged or whatever. Bring your books if you've already bought them, the tough shit books. And we're going to do a signing from 2 to 5 on Sunday and shoot that for the TV show. So not only can you get your craft signed, you might be on TV with the Comic Book Men.
Very cool, Kevin. Always a pleasure, sir.
Yes, Kevin Smith. Thanks, man. And yeah, we'll talk to you soon.
Great talking to you guys. Love talking Batman this early in the morning.
Yeah, right. Absolutely.
Thanks, guys.
Cool, man. Take it easy, Kevin.
And, of course, that Kevin Smith on Twitter.
Can we talk more about the movies?
Please.
I'm thoroughly enjoying
That's
this.
what we were going at. I like a good
nerd.
movie break.
George, I watched Batman Forever the other day, and I could.
Wait, Batman and Robin or Batman Forever?
Batman Forever with the Riddler and Two-Face. I'd
horrific.
forgotten how horribly Joel Schumacher ruined the whole franchise.
Yeah.
He completely fucked everything up.
It's so funny when those two movies came out, and I was still in college. We were all bitching about like, he ruined this fucking Batman franchise. God damn it! And my friend Aaron was the only guy familiar with Joel Schumacher, and he just goes, "I don't know what anybody expected. They get this big gay guy to direct Batman movies."
Oh, that was the one with Jim Carrey, right?
I mean, and you look back now, especially with the Batmans that we have now, and you look at Two-Face in The Dark Knight versus Tommy Lee Jones Two-Face.
Dude, dude, Batman Returns stunk, and I'm a huge Danny DeVito fan, a big Michelle Pfeiffer fan.
Yeah, Jimmy
and Jimmy. And but it stunk. It's Tim Burton's technically the original Batman movie with Keaton.
Yeah,
is not, if you're going to judge it by like the comic book standard, is not very good. There's a lot of horseshit that he threw in there. Tim Burton takes a lot of liberties with.
It's a good movie though.
Yeah, it's not a bad movie. Batman Returns is bad. Like the penguins that drag the body into the water, and the penguins that come out with rockets on their back.
Terrible.
The cats chew Michelle Pfeiffer's fingers, and then all of a sudden she has cat power. It's like, it makes
Tim
no
Burton
sense.
didn't even like that movie.
Oh, I am looking at Jim Carrey as the Riddler here, and just douching
Dude,
out.
I watched this movie. I had no idea. The Riddler is gay.
Yeah.
Like, he's a gay guy. If you watch the movie again, he's definitely gay. Like, even before he turns into the Riddler, he's just got pictures of Bruce Wayne all over his house. He's obsessed with him.
Obsessed.
He wears a glittery out. That's the other thing too. The Riddler is not the Joker, and neither is Two-Face. And Tommy Lee Jones and Jim Carrey both played those characters like the Joker. They're always laughing, and it's all maniacal, and they're crazy, and it's like.
And you know it's going to be bad because the movie starts with Batman getting into his Batmobile, and it has to be the cute, funny movie trailer line with Alfred saying, "Do you want a sandwich?" And Batman's first line in the movie is, as he's standing next to the Batmobile, "I'll get drive-through." And you're just like, this is where we're going with this.
That is hilarious.
It's not hilarious.
Yeah, it's right there with, let's jam the radar. Joe.
It's
Jesus, Joe.
It's Jesus Christ, Joe.
Jesus Christ, Joe. What the fuck are you doing,
Spaceballs
Joe?
a classic. Fuck it. Yeah, why don't we jam the radar? Oh, no, it's fucking hilarious.
Let's calm the desert. Jesus, Joe. Jim Norton is here with us.
I'm enjoying this discussion because I just saw that was on the other day, the Michelle Pfeiffer. I watched part of it, and it fucking
stinks, right?
Oh, terrible.
Good.
Yeah. terrible fucking.
Who's the Ivy lady standing in the Ivy? The plants they were showing that.
Poison Ivy.
Poison Ivy. Oh, who was that? That was
Uma Thurman. That was Batman and Robin with Alicia Silverstone as Batgirl.
Oh God, yes.
Fat Alicia Silverstone.
Yeah, fat one. When she was all fat.
Right before she started feeding her baby out of her mouth.
Yeah, and
it's just fucking. It's just fucking terrible.
And that's it. Like Bane is like a real villain in this new Batman.
Yeah.
And in Batman and Robin, he's just a doofus in a wrestling mask.
Was he like a flunky?
He can't talk. He's just Poison Ivy's lackey.
Did you like the new one? Oh, you did. I hated it. Oh yeah. He had the. That's right. At the cellar, me and Keith were fucking teamed up on DeRosa.
Oh really? For liking the
it's one of the few times I agreed with Keith. Yeah, he actually Joe liked it. We didn't like the new one.
The funniest part of that tragedy was when Keith goes, "Bane stunk. Bane's Bobby Kelly. I'm sick of Bane looking at Bobby." And Jim started covering his face and doing Bane Bobby Kelly. It was so fucking funny.
Bobby Kelly.
Oh my God, that was killing me. What were you?
He is fucking Bobby.
Big fatso. Yeah, I didn't like it. I know you did, but I thought it was terrible. Boring. It bored me. The story was unbelievable. I mean
really
that like not
it.
believable.
But did you like? I can't remember if we talked about this. Did you like Batman Begins? Because
it bored me too. It was okay. I think the second one was a fucking Ledger was masterful. It was masterful. The second one, but the first one was decent. The second one was amazing, and the third one. I hated Michael Caine in it, and I love Michael Caine.
Right.
But just blubbering through the whole movie.
Alfred.
Yeah, I felt like I let you down. Oh, fuck yourself. I didn't need that speech. I wasn't in that frame of like we knew he was going to get out of the jail. There was nothing about it to keep me interested.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't care that he was in this dumb jail and he had to climb out.
Yeah.
And they're all yelling some dumb climb out chant.
That was an interpretation. That was an interpretation of the Lazarus Pit, which I thought was really cool. Because in the comics, Ra's al Ghul is literally immortal. And the way he's always reborn is he has this thing called the Lazarus Pit that he goes into and he's reborn out of it. And I like the interpretation they did of that, where the Lazarus Pit was this thing that he had to climb out of in order to live or whatever.
Jesus
and I just
Christ,
thought that was
making us feel stupid.
Where were you when the movie was playing? They ought to hire DeRosa to sit in the audience and tell everybody this. I might have respected that a bit more if I had you with me.
But I think it's safe to say that you probably weren't a big fan of the trilogy. It was more you were a fan of Heath Ledger's performance in the second one, and that's really what you locked onto. Because Kurt Metzger and I were talking, and Kurt goes, by movie standards, the third movie is better than the second one. It's just Heath Ledger's performance is so good in the second one that everybody thinks that's a better movie.
I don't even think the third one was that good, though, because the storyline for the third one was the police get locked underground because he makes something blow up.
That was pretty fucking stupid.
Don't walk out on the ice. That it just... maybe it was well acted, but I didn't care about what was happening. I just didn't give a shit.
That was kind of lame, that whole fucking
the Joker was
cops locked down there.
Yeah. Joker was blown up a hospital. He fucking kills the guy's chick. Like there was a lot of very personal stuff there, but the underlying Occupy message of this movie annoyed me. It was insultingly simple. Yeah, we get it. The rich people are bad. We get it.
But I thought they muddied that argument in a good way, where they made it look a little, where they were like, no, it's not that rich people are bad. All these people have turned on Bruce Wayne, but Bruce Wayne actually ends up being their savior.
Yeah.
I thought that was kind of cool, that it wasn't completely one-sided. But I also thought the thing I liked about it was I think they did a lot of metaphorical, I don't know if that's a word, stuff with the movie, in the sense that they made it where it was like where the story came to a close with Batman literally saving Gotham. They put Gotham in a state where Batman had to come back and literally free them in like a prisoner sense, and not just we're being held captive figuratively by criminals or whatever.
Yeah.
So I liked that.
But didn't he free them in the second one too? How many times is he going to do the same fucking job for these shitty people?
What's he supposed to
terrible.
do?
The people of Gotham.
What's he supposed to paint the water tower? He's fucking Batman. He's got to save.
Get it.
Oh, what's he supposed to clean up trash?
Alfred? He was a man doing the metaphor of a woman crying. It drove me nuts.
This looks terrible, too. Batman and Robin?
Yeah.
This might be the worst 3 minutes of film.
I'm telling you.
What
is this one?
It looks terrible.
This is the Schwarzenegger one.
It looks like the
Poison
TV
Ivy.
series.
Who is this? Chris O'Donnell and who else?
This is with Bane and
Clooney.
George Clooney. And the nipples that they put on
the
fucking
nipple costume.
This is the one where Mr. Freeze, which is Arnold Schwarzenegger, comes out and tells everybody to chill.
That's funny.
That's Bane.
That's Bane? Turn that up. I gotta hear this.
It's so bad.
Oh, he's kicking him and punching him.
He doesn't even talk. He just goes,
yeah.
He is wearing a wrestling mask.
Yeah.
This looks like somebody Sam would want a picture with.
He has a dumb tube on the back of his hat.
Yeah.
Pretty birdie.
Who's that?
That's Uma Thurman as Poison Ivy.
They really tried to make this like the TV show version.
Yeah.
Dude, it's
so
like
corny.
It's corny.
Catchphrasey.
Yeah, like I can watch the Adam West movie because that's what it is.
It's supposed to be a goof.
You know?
Yeah,
But not
I
this.
love that old TV series. I love it.
But this, like, the color looks fucking weird. And
Look at this. Joel Schumacher takes it over. There's a giant ice cream cone. There's
course.
nipples on the costumes.
Nipples, fucking. Oh, God.
I would have made Bane a big muffly guy.
And then in the Val Kilmer one, where he puts on his new Batman suit, there's close-ups on each part of the suit, and there's giant close-ups of his crotch and ass. Like, it's just like, there's the Batman logo, there's the mask, there's his dick and balls.
Joe, what do you think the Batman series is missing? Pink. Lots of pink.
Yeah, the colors are kind of weird in this.
Very bright.
But this is more towards the old TV show.
Yeah,
looks like.
the weird shadows. Will Batman save Gotham?
Look at that stupid Bane hand.
Bane is stupid in this.
And I love that the only two people that stayed in the series were the guy that played Gordon and the guy that played Alfred, were the only two that were like,
yeah, might as well.
I'll write it out.
There's Mr. Freeze.
Oh.
Chill.
I don't think I ever saw this one.
It's so utterly bad.
You should watch it
bad.
just to get upset.
That's what I did last night with
Now-
Spaceballs.
Oh,
there's
there he is.
Mr. Freeze.
I own this because I bought the 4. You know when you get the 4 in 1?
Yeah.
Oh,
I
can't
got
blame
that.
me. I didn't tell you to buy it.
He's just kicking them down the steps now.
And Mr. Freeze is one of the coolest fucking villains ever. And I mean, this is an atrocity what they did to it.
Coolest villains.
Oh, man, that's a good one.
yeah.
You should write for the fucking movie.
That was an accident. Just comes out of me, you know?
All right, with the Poison Ivy blowing
Just goes
shit.
around blowing shit in
He
people's
actually
face.
looks like Robin, though, in the face. Like, he actually looks like Burt Ward.
Yeah. How does he keep that mask on? I don't get that.
How's he keep it on with cum?
Yeah, this is awful. All right,
Yeah, this
fair
is
enough.
not good. I want to see Schwarzenegger. I would think he'd be a good choice for a villain in this, but...
No, he's so stiff and dumb.
Okay. Did you ever see the Terminator? That's fucking good.
Well,
yeah. He would have been cool if they did Freeze the way Freeze is supposed to. Like, Freeze is a very, like sort of ominous, like, menacing. He's very cryptic and, like, calculated. And he's a cool fucking villain, man. And they made him this goofball. Oh, it's so
Who was better than Heath Ledger's the Joker?
There it is. That's the Batman fucking looking at all his parts. Yeah.
That might be the best villain in a movie ever. Like, that's up there with, like, Darth Vader.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
It's better than Darth Vader.
Terrible.
See,
God,
there's
they show his
his
ass
dick.
and his dick. Oh, my God. This is so gay. This is so gay.
Oh, the pulling the pants up.
Oh,
that
man.
fucking Loverboy album cover shot.
I'm afraid that the conditioners left me cold.
These are all his bad quotes.
The Iceman coming.
In this universe, there's only one absolute. Everything freezes. You're not sending me to the cooler. What killed the dinosaurs? The Ice Age!
Oh, God.
The icy cold of space.
Is he just winging this? Is there a script, or is he just...
The icy tomb will plummet back to Gotham.
I'll just wing it.
Stay cool, bird boy.
Freeze Chipperson.
Can you be cold, Batman? You have 11 minutes to stall a bird.
Batman.
Freezy. I'm feeling hot.
I find that unlikely.
What do you say we heat things up?
My passion thaws for my bride alone.
Ooh. Talk about you cold.
Who's that?
Vivica A. Fox.
Oh, right, okay.
Unless the
Vivica.
city bows to my demands,
It's winter forever here in Gotham.
What? You can't even understand what he's saying.
I hate when people talk during the movie.
That's funny.
All right, everyone. Chill.
Chip liked it.
Fucking home run freeze.
Jesus. Lemon dust.
Yeah.
Designed to heat a man's blood. It doesn't work on a cold hearted. Now, if you please. Cool party.
We have another 2 minutes.
I know, and enough of this. I've had it with him.
I know I'm in the minority, but I'm actually enjoying Arnold. The shitty writing isn't his fault.
He's awful.
I like him.
You like him as Freeze?
I do, but the shitty writing is not his fault. The punny writing is not his fault.
Look at the way they got the guy dressed in jail.
Yeah,
Did you see that?
Jail stripes like the old days.
Did you
It's like a throwback to the old show, though.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's that's what they were trying to do. I mean, you saw the shot of Robin literally frozen in ice. You know, it's like they were trying to make it real comic booky because they were like, well, the Burton stuff was too dark.
Everyone,
but it was the same like storyline, so it didn't make any sense.
Every time they have a fucking Batman thing, it's like, oh, that was too dark, and then they go back to this, and then like, we want to take it back to dark where it was. It's fucking. This stinks.
That fucking line in Batman Returns makes me want to puke.
Which one?
When Michelle Pfeiffer goes, you know, what is it about you? Or something about like how Batman's sexy, and he goes, is it the car? Chicks dig the car.
Yeah. That's another one of those movie trailer lines.
Yeah.
They just put it in.
Was that Michael Keaton or is that?
That was Keaton. Yeah.
That movie sucks.
That's terrible.
But Batman Returns is better than either of the Joel Schumacher movies.
Yeah, but that's like saying, you know, I mean, you know, that's like saying Back to the Future 2 is definitely better than Back to the Future 3.
Yeah.
Well,
Shit. He was on my flight.
Huh?
Michael J. Fox. On my flight.
Oh, he was? Did you meet him?
Well, I met him before. I said hello, but that was it.
Is he like the nicest? He seems like
the nicest, and he sleeps like a rock. I went to piss. I was like, I wonder what it's like for Michael J. Fox to sleep out like a light and fucking not moving.
Really?
Yeah, he sleeps better than fucking.
Sleep.
Yeah, man, he sleeps better than any of us do. He didn't move for fucking 4 hours.
I'd love to meet that guy.
Does that frustrate you that he has Parkinson's and he sleeps better than you?
Oh, than you do on a plane.
I
Wow.
fucking laid there wide awake with my mouthpiece in, staring. There was a girl next to me in the middle seat, and I really did think, because she was asleep with her face like kind of facing me, and I'm like, how much trouble would I get in if I just stood up and rubbed my dick on her lips? like, how much trouble?
A lot, I bet.
A heap.
Wow, that's just that you think that is great.
I think every guy would think that if they saw that pretty face or
And her mouth was open a little?
No, just kind of, no lips were closed, but it was just pretty little pursy lips.
You just start kissing her?
Yeah.
Oh, that's terrible.
She'd freak out,
Oh,
scream.
my God.
Hit you.
Comic arrested on a flight.
What's creepier? What would be creepier, rubbing your dick on her lips or just slowly kissing her as she was asleep? I don't know what would be creepier than.
She'd probably freak out about the dick more. The slowly kissing is probably creepier, but
oh yeah,
she'd freak out about the dick.
The dick can be interpreted as a joke. But the kissing is really sick.
I was goofing.
It was a goof. I rubbed my yam bag on her lips. She was asking for it.
Do you think Val was a bad Batman?
You know, it's like you were saying about Schwarzenegger. Val Kilmer's a good actor, so it can only get as good as the writing, you know what I mean, or as bad as you know what I mean? So it's like he did the best he could with everything. I thought he was a decent Bruce Wayne, but it was still just so shittily fucking written that it's like hard to get around.
Christian Bale's a great Bruce Wayne. He's just a shit Batman.
I think he's a good Batman.
Terrible little kid voice.
You don't like the voice?
The people of Gotham need closure.
Shut up.
That dumb. Oh, that's right. We don't know it's you because your voice is
Because
gravelly.
he talks like this.
Yeah.
Hey,
Where is she? Come on. That stinks. But he's great as Bruce Wayne. He's a great actor.
He's a great
I don't
Bruce
like
Wayne.
that dumb choice he's made to make the voice.
You think it was him?
Of course.
Yeah?
Oh, God, yeah.
Huh.
It is an extreme choice. I thought Keaton did a good job with the voice, where he sounded different enough.
I don't remember. How did he sound as Batman? I don't remember.
He just kind of sounded like Michael Keaton, just a little gravelly, and he dropped his voice down a little. He did what Christian Bale does, but he did it way, like 10 degrees
Better
less.
than, yeah.
So you were like, all right, if nobody knew who he was, or you only talked to him once, you wouldn't think, oh, that's
Well,
Bruce
that whole
Wayne.
concept, of course, it's been done 1,000 times, but it's ridiculous to even think like that. You'd have to disguise the voice because you wouldn't be able to notice that it's the fucking mouth. Even like the girls that are interested in Bruce Wayne they see Batman and start talking to him, and they don't realize, like, the mouth is the same fucking mouth.
Eyes are the same.
So, why change the voice around then? Why have him talk like this? I'm mysterious. Is that, let's hear what he sounds like as what Michael Keaton did with it.
Don't kill me, man!
This is Michael Keaton versus Christian Bale.
I'm not going to kill you. I want you to do me a favor. I want you to tell all your friends about me.
What are you?
I'm Batman.
That part's awesome.
I hated that moment in that movie.
Why?
That weak moment. That weak pauses, Travis. That was in the trailer, I think.
Of course.
I'm Batman.
No, that's the best part of the movie.
Yeah, that's great.
Oh, I hated the way he delivered that.
Who are you?
I'm Batman. I'm Batman. I'm Batman. You.
got a big
string of Batmobile. I'm Batman. You. I've always hated that. I'm Batman.
That got a huge cheer when I was in the theater when I was a kid and I saw it.
God, you and the dumb fucking people you went to the movies with.
Exactly.
Spaceballs.
Can we hear that line again?
They're roaring at the fucking hilarious jokes in Spaceballs.
I never saw it.
It's terrible.
Don't kill me! Don't kill me, man!
I'm not going to kill you. I want you to do me a favor. I want you to tell all your friends about me.
What are you?
I'm Batman.
That part's awesome.
Yeah, Batman. Awesome. I'm Batman. Fucking meat voice.
And away we go.
No.
What?
No, just Christian Bale.
Christian Bale.
It's the same line. It's a throwback to it.
I'm Batman.
Ew.
That was actually better.
You liked that one better?
I don't like his lip the way he does it. Elvis with
Oh, he did kind of. He did do a weird thing with his mouth.
He curls his lip up.
I'm Batman.
Oh, I'm Batman.
The top lip always lifts up.
He made the Sam taking a picture mouth.
He's doing that so his lips look different when he talks, which he's just doing a better acting job. I just don't like it. I'm Batman.
That's stupid.
Watch his dumb lip whenever he does Batman. Wait after the Joker's gonna get us again. His fucking dumb lip.
His dumb lip.
That bugs me.
You don't like that, huh?
No, I don't. You shouldn't either.
No, I don't. I wouldn't.
I remember when we heard that Michael Keaton was going to be Batman, everybody was like, is it going to be a comedy? Like, I don't understand. Like, nobody, like, it was so confusing to everybody.
He was the funny guy.
He pulled it off,
That's all he did. Was funny movies.
He's good.
Yeah. He's
probably
a great actor.
Second to Christian Bale. As far as Batman
That's a rough thing to do. Like,
I would put him on par.
Yeah.
Yeah?
I would put him on par. He just was in, unfortunately, worse Batman movies.